We are not. Huh? I said, I think we put on the show. You are okay. Okay. Hello, students. How do you do today? Okay, that's good. We are having the lecture today a bit late because of some technical issues. Okay. We want you to pay attention because we are going to discuss some critical issues. Can I do this slide? This one. Just you can see how much where the even like that. And that one. Well, before we begin the lecture for today, we are going to take the first attendance. I told you that the letters involved in the code are capital letters. So I'm just going to read the first code to you now. HU5BK. 8U5BK. That informs the code you have to send to the system for the first attendance. Last week, we discussed a number of issues relating to computing. We itemized the importance of computing systems, generally the applications of computing system to many disciplines in life. We'll see that computer is very relevant to many human endeavors, and generally there is no discipline that we operate appropriately today without the application of computer. So we distinguish last week that computer belongs to two categories: hardware and software. We saw that the hardware comprises of the tangible parts of computer which we can hold, we can see, and we can touch. The second part is the software, which is not tangible. This software will say contain instructions that tell computer of what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and the appropriate output to give to the end user. So also we went ahead to discuss issue relating to the systems. We also examine the system the workability and the various things it gives. Well, while we are still attending to technical issues, please, let's hold on so that I will not just be talking to you out of materials. System is not. ẹ ká kò ẹ yẹ ká máa lò ó. What? Cool. Hmm? Chemistry. Hmm? Hey, that's part of the first. I'll tell you indeed. It's here. You're not yet sure. Yes. Chatting. Okay. Make it full. No, that way. That's it. Yeah. It's here, but it's not full. Hmm? Uh, Dear students, we are sorry for beginning the lecture today very late. It's due to technical issues. The electricity was fluctuating towards the beginning of the lecture. So we have to wait so that electricity will be stable before the connection could be done. We are sorry for taking our time. Now, yes, sir. This one is not as normal. Well, we have discussed in the past that computer is an electronic device which operates under some control. Those control will tag them instruction that are stored in its own memory, and is capable of accepting data or what we refer to as input process the data according to specified rules, produce information or output, and the information can be stored for future use. We have described computer that it has input side, the processing unit, and the output side. And we see that those three aspects are captured very well in the definition of computer. Well, functionalities of a computer, well, any computer or digital device carries out 5 functions and in the following ways. Number 1, it accepts data as input. When you have a computer, it must be able to accept data using some devices. We see that those are functional parts of computing constitutes computer system. Computer hardware refers to the physical parts or component of a computer, such as the monitor, mouse, keyboard, computer data storage, hard drives, hard disk, system units, such as graphic cards, sound cards, memory, motherboard, and chip, all of which are physical objects that can be touched. Well, these and more are what constitute together to form the hardware part of computer system. You see the monitor, you see the modem, system unit, we have the printer, we have the keyboard. All these, you see them labeled in the diagram that is on the screen. All these come together to form the hardware, the computing device. The CPU is referred to as the brain of computer. It is responsible for all functions and processes. Regarding computing power, the CPU is the most important element of a computer system. The CPU is comprised of three main parts. We mentioned it in the last class. We are repeating it again so that it can be clearer to us. One, arithmetic logic unit, which executes all arithmetic and logical operations. Arithmetic calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. All these are done by arithmetic logic units. Logical operation like compare numbers, letters, or special characters can also be done. Now, apart from the CPU, we have also the memory. The memory, we have two parts with the memory. The read access memory and read-only memory. The random access memory is a memory scheme within the computer system responsible for storing data on a temporary basis so that it can be promptly accessed by the processor and when needed. We say it is volatile in nature. That implies that data is erased once energy supply to the device is turned off. You are doing something on the desktop. Once there is no electricity supply to the desktop, you find out that the system went off or goes off. And that is as a result of the volatility of RAM. It cannot sustain itself if there is no electricity supply. RAM also stores data randomly. That's why it is called random access memory. It stores data randomly, and the processor accesses this data randomly from the RAM storage. It doesn't store consistently like the secondary storage. RAM is considered random access because you can access any memory cell directly if you know the row and column that intersect that cell. So it is random access. The second part of the memory is ROM, read-only memory. ROM is a permanent form of storage. ROM stays active regardless of whether power supply to it is turned on or off. ROM devices do not allow data stored on them to be modified. So you see that ROM is a form of memory that can hold data even when there is no power, as opposed to RAM. Let's come to secondary memory. Secondary memory are memory that are used to store, keep information permanently, store data and program permanently. It retains those data and information are retained after the power is turned off. When you put them into the system, you can get whatsoever you have put there. Examples are the diagram you see on the screen. Hard disk, which is inside the computer. You can remove it and take it somewhere else and use it. SD cards, these are cards that we use to get music or any other information to play on our device. Like a flash drive, popularly called flash drive, also an SSD drive. So all these type of secondary memory, which you can use to retain information beyond when there is electricity. We say hard drive, HD. A hard disk or hard drive is a part of a unit often called disk drive, hard drive or hard disk drive that store and provide relatively quick access to large amount of data on electromagnetically charged surface or set of surfaces. You have hard drives inside your computer system, whether it's laptop or desktop. That is, this is where all the software that run within your system, application software are kept. Even system software are kept there. Two, optical disc. An optical disc drive is a disk drive that uses laser light as part of the process of reading or writing data to or from optical discs. Some drives can only read from disk, but recent drives are commonly both readers and recorders, also called burner or writer into a compact disc. DVDs and Blu-rays discs are common types of optical media which can be read and recorded on such as drives. Optical drive is the generic name derived usually describe the CD, the DVD, or Blu-ray flow by drive or writer. The secondary memory continues. We have the flash disk. These are common, and this is what many of us use. It is a storage module made of flash memory chip. Mechanical later or access arm, but the term disk is used because the data are accessed as if they were on a hard drive. The disk storage structure is emulated. Now, we have a comparison between RAM and HDD. RAM, random access memory, also called primary memory or main memory of computer system. Hard disk or hard drive is referred to, also can be called auxiliary memory or secondary memory for computer system. You must know that the two of them reside inside the system, but auxiliary memory are not counted as part of a computer system, but the main memory is counted as part of computer system. It runs, the RAM runs the current program on the CPU. If information program are to be loaded, they are first of all loaded into the CPU and taken to RAM to run. The hard disk, mainly as a storage facility, data are not kinetic here. That is, you cannot run program on hard disk. The information in hard disk are at rest. They are stored. They cannot be used as at that time, but they have to be translated to RAM before they can run on the CPU. RAM is smaller in size when you compare it to the auxiliary storage media. RAM is smaller in size, ranges from 500 megabytes to 6 gigabytes. Well, increase in the size of RAM is being experienced in the modern technology. You may even get some RAM that are larger than what we put here. as technology advances, we see in the computing scenario, we see that the size of RAM also is increasing. The hard disk is much larger than RAM, ranges from 80 gigabytes to hundreds of terabytes. So also technology advancement affects the two of them. They are increasing in size as technology is getting improved. Very volatile, that is RAM, very volatile. Information are held temporarily, but the hard disk information are kept permanently, and therefore it is not volatile. The RAM consists of chips referred to as microprocessors, while the disk consists of a hard disk platters that are used to store information. Let's come to input device. We are still going to talk about input devices in detail, but this is just like an introduction. Input devices are any peripheral or piece of computer hardware equipment attached to the CPU to provide data and control signal to an information processing system, such as computer or other information appliances. Input devices vary. There are many, and depends on the type of input you want to give the computer system. If you want to record voice, if you want to keep in type letters, you will need something like keyboard. If you want to digitize paper, hard copy paper, you will need a scanner. So, and so on and so forth. If you want to capture some images of human being, or birds, or animal, you may need camera, digital camera to do that. So we see that the type of input we can give to the computer system will depend on the input device that we are holding. Input device translates information into the CPU. It gives some information to the CPU. It gives information to the CPU, and those information are kept. So we have keyboard, we have numeric keypad, part of our keyboard. We also have pointing device, popularly referred to as mouse. We have remote control, joystick, touch screen, scanner, graphic tablets, microphone, digital camera, webcams, light pen. And I want you to know that input devices are more than this. It depends on the type of signal you want to send to the CPU. that will inform the type of input device that we are going to use. Output device. Well, as input device, supply data to CPU, output devices get data out of the CPU. An output device is any piece of computer hardware equipment used to communicate the result of data processing carried out by an information processing system, such as computer, which converts the electronically generated information into a human readable form. We say that computer understand only 0 and 1, and that is what computer used to run. And that 0, 1 must be transferred to human readable kind of information that will be useful to man. Example of output devices: CRT monitor. You will have seen that DFT monitor, like the flat screen, laser printer, inkjet printer, we have dot matrix printer, the speakers, plotters, multimedia projector, and so on and so forth. All these are output devices for a computer. The output devices are listed here. We see example of output devices: monitor, LCD, projection panel, printers, all types of printers are output devices. Computer output microfilm, that one is almost obsolete. Many of you may not have seen that. Plotter, speakers, projectors. Just a basic information about output devices. We have cathode ray tube. That is the technology that the monitor uses. Liquid crystal display, LCD, the flat screen. Light emitting diode LED, also flat screen. Type of printers that are used: we have laser printer, 2 inkjet printers, we have the dot matrix printer. The dot matrix are almost obsolete, as the CRT also is monitor are almost becoming obsolete. What is used nowadays are flat screen in most systems. Now, we have described to some extent the Let's come to the software. Let's look at the software aspect. Software is a set of instructions that tell computer what to do, how and when to do it, and the type of result to give to the end user. Generally, computer software is broken into 2 major categories: system software that provide the basic non-task specific function, for the computer, and application software, which is used by users to accomplish specific tasks. Well, before I go on, I want to give you the second code for your attendance. Second code for your attendance. F6H 36. F6H 36. F6H 36. Let's come to system software. System software manages computer system and provides platform for application software to run. Example of system software is operating system. Operating systems are system software. We refer to them as system software because they manages the hardware, they manages software, and also operating system manages some application as software also. Example of operating system one, Windows operating system is an example. That is what we popularly use in this part of the world. We have Mac operating system also, or Linux operating system. When Linux also is a bit common, Windows is the most popularly used operating system in these parts of the world. Device drivers that allow hardware to communicate with operating system are also referred to as system software. They are drivers. They drive the hardware, allowing keyboard to communicate with the CPU, allowing mouse to communicate, camera to communicate, and there is a software that we refer to as drivers that allow all these devices to communicate with the CPU. Thirdly, we have utility software that performs maintenance tasks in the system. The utility software helps to clean up system, does some operations to clean up the memory, do what we refer to as defragmentation, and put systems together in an order. The utility system also will have antivirus system. It's an example of utility systems to keep virus away from the system. Generally, system software consists of operating system of OS, referred to as operating system, and some fundamental utilities such as disk formatters, file managers, display managers, text editor, users authentication, access login, and management tools, and networking and device control software. All these work together to make computer functional. Application software now. Application software is used to accomplish specific tasks other than just running the computer systems. You have specific different type of work or problem we want to solve on computer system. We make use of application system to solve this problem. Application software may consist of a single program, such as image viewer. We just want to view an image, you can write a program to display that image and you can see it. But also a small collection of program that may be a number of programs working together to accomplish a task. We refer to them as software package. Software package may have a number of programs working together. But beyond the software package, such as spreadsheets or text processing system, we may have a larger collection, often called a software suite, of related but independent programs and packages that have a common user interface or shared data format. You see example of that is Microsoft Office, which consists of closely integrated word processor, spreadsheets, database, so on, some PowerPoint, and some other application program that are used. We have all these programs like database management system that comes together. Where comparison of application software and system software. Application software is used to accomplish specific tasks other than just running the systems. A single program we see as an image viewer. A small collection of programs, often called software programs. I think this is a duplication of what we have treated. We can go on, please. Let's come to units of measurement. Excuse me a minute. Oh. Measurements. We are gradually approaching some technical issues regarding computer system. You will know in different discipline, you will have unit of measurement. Distance are measured in centimeter, meter, kilometer, and so on and so forth. Weight are measured in gram, kilogram, and so on and so forth. And also in computing, we have unit of measurement. 1 bit is a unit of measurement, and it can take only something like yes or no for a question. Can only allow you, one bit can only allow you to tick. That is as small as it. But one byte will take 8 bits. One byte will take 8 bits. And one byte, is number from 0 to 255. 0 to 255. And 90 bytes is big enough to store a typical line of text from a textbook. 90 bytes is large enough to store a typical line of text from a textbook. 4 kilobytes can store up to a page of a textbook. A page of a textbook. When you go from bytes to kilobytes, you are translating hundreds of bytes. So 120 kilobytes may take a small pocket book. 3 megabytes may record like 3-minute song, that is 128K bit rate. 650 to 900 megabytes will be the size of a CD-ROM. 1 gigabyte will be containing 114 minutes of uncompressed CD quality audio at 1.4 megabits per second. And when you have up to 8 to 16 gigabytes, that is a normal size of a flash drive that we carry about. The speed of a central processing unit is measured by hours, which represents a CPU cycle. The speed of CPU is referred to as computer speed. The speed of computer system varies from system to system. The modern system are very fast, while the older systems take some time before they do their computation. Now, we want to classify computer to different types. Computer classification. Computers can be generally classified by size and power as follows. Though we have a considerable overlap among them. The first one is the mainframe. A mainframe is a powerful, high-performance computing device used by large organizations for massive data processing and critical applications like financial transactions and enterprise resource planning. The mainframe is a big computer, will be as big as a room or even bigger than a room. You can see the diagram on the screen. People working within the room where the system is kept for operation. Mainframes handles large workloads, are highly secured, has good reliability. It can process billions of transactions and calculations simultaneously. They are distinct from supercomputers and are designed for high throughput or the rate at which data is processed. The throughput of mainframe is very high, and they are able to to process large number of information within a very short time. Mini computer is smaller in size, less expensive, and less powerful compared to mainframe, but more powerful than the PCs. The mainframe, mini computers were very popular in the mid-60s to the 1980s for tasks in small organizations, laboratory, and educational institutions. But mainframe is gradually being replaced in the modern computing ecosystem today by what we call mid-size server. We have several servers that are capable of serving the purpose of mini computer in those days. It is a general purpose computer. Can use it for any particular event computation designed to handle multi-user operations. No more than one person can use it. Fill the gap between powerful, expensive mainframes and less capable microcomputers, useful for scientific calculations, business processing, and database management. And following that is a microcomputer, which is a small, affordable computer system built around a single chip microprocessor, which we refer to as CPU, that integrate memory and input-output on a circuitry board, which form the basis for modern PCs. PCs has integrate a lot of things together, and we can carry it, use it anywhere we want. Examples: laptops, desktop, smartphone, and on and on, all these computing devices that we have. Personal computer is a small single computer based on microprocessor. In addition to microprocessor, a personal computer has a keyboard for entry data, a monitor for displaying information, and a storage devices for saving data. Also, we have workstations, which normally are powerful. They are microcomputer, but more powerful than some other ones, a powerful single-user computer. A workstation is like a personal computer, but it has more powerful microprocessor and a higher quality monitor. We see that their monitors are larger, bigger, better than the one we have. Laptops and smartphone computers are also available. A laptop is a battery-based or AC-powered personal computer that can be easily carried and used in a variety of locations. Many of us will use our laptop, carry it up and down. Many laptops are designed to have all of the functionality of a desktop computer, which means they can generally run the same software and open the same type of files. However, some laptops such as notebooks sacrifice some functionality in order to be even more portable. There are some laptops that the screens are reduced and so on and so forth, so that portability can be very high. Notebook is a notebook is a type of laptop that is designed to be even more portable than the laptop. Notebooks are often cheaper than laptops or desktop. They are generally less powerful than other types of computer, but they provide enough power for email and internet access, which is where the name netbook come from. The name netbook. Thank you. We'll move to the next. We see the examples of various laptop, smartphone, smartphone, what do we call it? Different ones available there. Mobile devices. A mobile device is basically any handheld computer. It is designed to be extremely portable, often fit into the palm or your hand in your pocket. Some mobile devices are more powerful and they allow you to do any of the same thing you can do with a desktop or a laptop computer. This includes tablet computers, e-readers, and smartphones. We have several examples of them available. Tablet computers. Like laptop, tablet computers are designed to be portable. However, they provide a very different computing experience. The most obvious difference is that tablet computer doesn't have keyboard or touch screen. Instead, the entire screen is touch sensitive, allowing you to type on a virtual keyboard and use your finger as a mouse pointer. Tablet computers are mostly designed for consuming media, and they are optimized for tasks like web browsing, watching video, reading ebooks, and playing games. For many people, a regular computer like a desktop or laptop is still needed in order to use some programs. However, the convenience of a tablet computer means that it may be ideal as a second computer for use. Smartphone. A smartphone is a powerful mobile phone that is designed to run a variety of applications in addition to phone device. They are basically small tablet computer, and they can be used for web browsing, watching videos, reading e-books, playing games, and a lot more. And these are generally the few groups who can classify the entire computer into. Now, before we round up, let's quickly look at data, information, and knowledge. Facts, data are facts and figures that relay something specific, but that are not organized in any way and that provide no further information regarding pattern, context, etc. So data means unstructured facts and figures that have the least impact on the typical manager. Information now, for data to become information, it must be contextualized, categorized, calculated, and condensed. Information does paint a bigger picture. It is data with relevance and purpose. It may convey a trend in the environment, or perhaps indicate a pattern of sales for a given period of time. And essential information is found in answer to questions that begin with such words as who, what, where, when, and how many. That gives us typical information. Knowledge. Knowledge is closely related or linked to doing and implying know-how and understanding. The knowledge possessed by an individual is a product of his experience and encompasses the norms by which he evaluates new input from the surrounding. The content of the human mind can be classified into 4 categories. 1, information, data that are processed to be useful, provide answers to who, what, where, and when questions. Knowledge, application of data and information, which answers how questions, wisdom, evaluated understanding. We need to understand that processing data produces information, and processed information produces knowledge, and so on and so forth. Well, let's look at some other software we call computer virus. I know a lot of us have seen the activity of virus before. Before I go into virus in detail, let me give you the third code for your attendance. Third code for your attendance. VLT 45. VLT 45. Let's go over computer virus. A Trojan horse is simply a computer program. The program claims to be doing things, but instead does damages when you turn it. The code VLT 45. VLT 45 I said computer programs, computer viruses are programs that run within computer what can cause harm to data and even computer systems. They can remove some information, they can corrupt information, they can mutilate information, they can make your information to become bloated up, taking much space in the hard drives, and so on and so forth. An example of virus is Trojan horses. A Trojan horse is simply a computer program that can claim to do something, but instead will damage your system when it runs on it. It can erase information from your hard disk, that all the information contained you can no longer do. When Trojan work on your computer system, it can wipe out your operating system so that your computer cannot boot. Trojan horses have no way to replicate automatically, but can go about doing those evil work, malicious work in the system. A worm is a small piece of software that uses computer network and security holes to replicate itself. A copy of the worm scans the network from another machine that has a specific security hole. It copies itself to the new machine using the security hole and then start replicating from there as well. So the worms have different way of working. They can make your system unnecessarily information big, that you just find out that your system slow down abnormally. A worm does that, and they can replicate themselves in the system. If you have a number of online community or chat room, well, we are just indicating how you can be safe from virus and their impact they can have on your system. If you belong to any online group or community, you have to be careful of accepting links or files from just anybody. Somebody send a file to your WhatsApp, you just click it. It will give you wall of virus in your system. You have to be sure that not to get frustrated. You may need to back up your data in your system from time to time on a disk, so that in the event of virus infection, we do not lose valuable information. Then, also to minimize the impact of virus, install antivirus software from a reputable vendor. Regularly update it and use it for cleaning, scanning your computer at regular intervals of time. In addition to scanning for virus on a regular basis, install an on-asset scanner. This includes this is included in most antivirus software packages, and configure it to start each time you start up your computer system. What the on-access does is to make sure that once you start your computer, your antivirus, which you have install will run along with your system. And that's to keep you safe from antivirus. This will protect your system by checking for viruses each time you run an executable file. Use a virus scan before you can open any new program or files that may contain that executable code. This includes packages, software that you buy from stores, or as well as program you might download from the internet. So today, we see that we have gone through a number of issues. We have discussed elaborately on computer systems and the software, what can be done. We have grouped computer into several classes. And in the next class, we might be looking at input device, specifically input device, different types of input device, and so on and so forth. Well, thank you for taking your time. Please, you can submit your attendance now. Please submit your attendance now before the system closes. Thank you very much. Meeting you next time. Well,
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ sà. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Really? I said, well, what's I think I'm going.
Yes, sir.